Good evening and welcome to episode 8 of Bag of Cans. A rant tonight, I think. I've been stuck at the bar for the last 2 hours, happily drinking my way through whatever's on offer. A few cans, actually, as it happens, because the bar is quite limited in its offer. And I've been waiting for everyone to turn up, and now here we are. I was going to switch from lager to IPA this evening, and I got myself a can of IPA. There we go, Village's Isolation IPA. I thought, you know what, I really quite fancy one, I was just about to open it, and then I just thought, no, I better check. I better just do a little check, and I'm glad I did because. I looked on the back, I looked at the sleeve notes, and even with my failing eyesight, I picked out that the yeast was London Ale Yeast 3. I don't know if you can see that, which means it's a hazy New England style IPA. Nowhere else on the can can you see that. It just says Isolation IPA. I would expect it to be clear. I would expect it to be a normal bog standard IPA that I would be able to drink and I would like, but no, it's not. Look, I like Villages. I think they're a really good brewery. They've done some fantastic beers, especially recently. The Little Lightning is absolutely brilliant, and I recommend it to anyone. But I would make a bit of a plea to breweries: if you are going to put a New England IPA in a can, will you put it on the fucking outside of the can as well? So it says New England IPA or Vermont style IPA or something like that. So I don't have to buy it, okay? Because I don't like them. And I do like IPAs, normal, proper IPAs. And you know, that, for me, that says it's a normal IPA. It doesn't say it's a New England IPA. It says it's a normal one. So please, in future breweries, stick it on the fucking label and do me a favour, all right? If you know, I'm not, as I said, I'm not going to slag Villages off. They do some really good beers, and this is, the proceeds from this go to the National Emergency Fund. So, you know, even though I'm not going to drink it, I have done some good as well. If anyone wants it, by the way, you know, do write in with a a bloody good reason for me to send it to you, and I might consider it. Anyway, so I dismissed this. Not going to bother with that, and I decided to go for this instead. Wiper and True, Narrow Sea, it's called. Now you might think, oh, Narrow Sea, what the fuck does that mean? Yeah, you would be you'd be puzzling. You'd be scratching your head. You'd think, what the hell's that? But fortunately, they've written what it is on the can. Look, mixed fermentation saison. I know what that is, and I'm really looking forward to drinking it. So, without too much further ado, although I'm going to look at it now. Oh, it's 4.8 as well, even better. So I'll be able to see that off within the next 5 minutes. Anyway. A few hellos before we continue. We've got Pete, we've got Mark, we've got Ewan, and we've got Tom. Excellent. Well, what a turnout. Excellent. Right. I'm going to tuck into this. I've already been tucking into several this afternoon, I'm not going to stop this evening because it's Friday and who cares? Right. Let's open this fella and see what it's like. Yeah, you see, that's what I want. So, as I pour this, see, you can see through. It's not hazy. It's not. It's doing what it says on the can, basically. Take note, every other brewer out there. And look at that. Look at that. I mean, if you'll ignore the the obvious signs of a dirty glass, that looks terrific, doesn't it? I mean, it's just ever so slightly opaque, but you know, other than that, I can see my fingers through the other side, which, you know, is for me the mark of a good beer. And that smells absolutely terrific. It really does. And yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of these actually. They're unsung heroes from Bristol, but they do some really good beers without shouting about it too much. There are a few Bristol breweries who are louder in their in their social media pronunciations than these fellas are, but these fellas just quietly get on with doing some really good stuff. Without further ado, I am going to drink this. It smells fucking amazing, though. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, that's nailed it. So it's a saison, which is kind of got a slightly, I don't know. There's hints of banana and sort of weird sort of peppery funkiness going on there, which you'd expect from a saison. Given it's a mixed fermentation one, that means it's sort of slightly on the sour sort of side, which I'm a fan of. But it's great. It's terrific. It's really, really refreshing. I mean, saisons were sort of invented in Belgium and France for harvesters. So they get in after a long day threshing at the corn, and they'd need something to slake their thirst. And what better than something like this? Absolutely nothing better than something like this. It's brilliant. I mean, it's almost good enough for me to sort of volunteer to spend maybe an hour out in the garden. That good. But you can just imagine. I mean, getting back from a long hot day in the sun, having been working the corn, back breaking sort of stuff, wielding a scythe, and then you get back to the farmhouse and someone pops one of these in front of you. What an amazing thing that must have been. It must have, apart from the money, which they obviously needed, it must have made it so much more worthwhile. But yeah, anyway, Wiper and True, I've forgotten the name already, Narrow Sea. Yeah, Narrow Sea, 4.8. It's Olicana hops. I've brewed with them once before, and I can't remember what they're like, but the hops aren't really what's at play here. It's all about the yeast, and I'll see what it says, shall I? Yeasts, yes. So it's got Yorkshire Square yeast and Brettanomyces clausenii, which is a wild yeast, and this is a wild beer. It's fantastic. Highly recommended. What I like about this is the beer is terrific, and it tells you everything you need to know on the can, which is more than can be said for this fucker. Okay, buy it. If you want to give to the National Emergency Fund, and you like New England IPAs. Otherwise, fire it off. Get yourself one of these instead. Right, we're nearly out of time, so I am going to call it a day there. I'm going to carry on drinking, obviously, and I'm going to listen to Pete Fowler's 44th set. His 44th Spotify set since this time last year, when lockdown began and the social gathering decided to start playing music for everyone. It's brilliant. Tune in. Pete Fowler Art. So it's at Pete Fowler Art. And have a few beers, get into the Friday spirit. Until next week, cheers. Oh, yeah, I'll have a drink and I'll see you then. Look after yourselves.